is VID00019, and this morning I'll be informing you of the services of the Guilford County Animal. The shelter, did you know the shelter not only provides a shelter for lost and abandoned animals, they also provide vaccination services such as rabies vaccination, and when you adopt the animals, they give the animals their required vaccinations. And they also offer volunteer opportunities as well as donation opportunities. The shelter provides, like I said, a shelter for lost pets, such as like me. I had like 3 of my dogs have gotten loose before, and the Guilford County Animal Shelter caught them for me to prevent, because I live close to a highway and I was afraid they'd get hit by a car. It happened once before with my other dogs. So I was really relieved when they found them. They have shelter for abandoned animals. Their capacity is roughly about 1,000 animals. They have a range from hamsters to horses to dogs and cats. And recently, a couple in Pleasant Garden was found with about over 100 animals. The animal shelter seats about 97 dogs, and 13 of them had to be euthanized because of their poor conditions. And they also, not only do they keep the animals safe in the shelter, they also keep them away from human society. Like, say an animal has rabies and it's out loose, it keeps them from attacking the public. And they provide food for them, so that also prevents them from attacking young children or people in search of food. Vaccinations. They provide rabies vaccination. Every about 4 months or so, they provide a rabies vaccination fair. At about November, the beginning weeks of November, August, and July, at a fee of only $5, and at various places such as a local pet store, PetSmart, so on. And vaccinations upon adoption. Before you adopt an animal, they make sure it has its physical checkup, the temperament's fine, their vaccinations for their worm and heart conditions and the temperament. And they also offer volunteer and donation opportunities. The Susie Fund was found this year due to the dog Susie. She was found in a park, had second, third degree burns in about 60% of her body, and she was recently on the news. And a couple other animals were also aided through Susie. They offer foster care, foster homes where people can volunteer to keep animals in their home and take care of them until they find somebody willing to adopt them. They bring them out to pet stores such as mainly PetSmart, in order to, invite them to the people so they can see how the animal reacts and the temperament, and get somebody to adopt them. And they host adoption fairs, which they're holding one this weekend at PetSmart over on Bedford Parkway, where they show animals that have been in the shelter, and they see them as available for adoption, such as a good temperament, and tell them of the specifics, like statistics of the animal, like if they're good with children, if they have any problems, hip problems, if they're too old. And another volunteer opportunity is helping out at the shelter, such as feeding the dogs, grooming them, bathing them, taking out for a walk, socializing them so they can handle the transition between a shelter to a home, as well as paperwork to file for adoptions and promote volunteering for the shelter. And financial support. Of course, you can donate money and funds to the shelter directly, but they don't accept cash, only check and money orders. And drives. They hold local drives to support their funds to take care of the animals, such as this morning actually. They're holding a barbecue sale to get money, and recently they held the human race walk, where we people walk in order to provide funds for the animal shelters, such as like the human walk for AIDS, but this is for the animals. And this is Susie. She was the dog I mentioned earlier that was found in a park with 60% of her body had second and third degree burns. And this was her before. And after months of recuperation, she's living at a happy home now. Thanks, and because of her, Susie Fund was created. These are other dogs that were also supported for Susie Fund. This is Chamberlain. He was found in a home, an abandoned home, and he was found with his name all gone. This is Bailey. She was also found in a park with second and third degree burns on 40% of her body. She's still recuperating, but she's getting better. And this is Phoenix. Phoenix was more recently found, had third degree burns about 30% of her body. And she's still recuperating, but thanks to Susie Fund, they're slowly making it a comeback. And after this presentation,